again, everyone. Sorry it's been so long since my last video. I have been really busy with school. I swear I'm going to say that every time I make a video, but it's just true. I have 2 days left with students and the kids are ready to be done. And I'm ready to be done because they're ready to be done and they're kind of making everyone's life miserable. So in 2 days time though, I'll have made it through my first year of teaching. And it's been a really great year overall. I've learned a lot, but I've had a really good time. And they are rehiring me for next year. And I will be teaching advanced placement, United States history, which I'm really excited about because it's like a college level course where the kids can actually get college level credit if they pass this exam. So it's a very rigorous class. So I'm really looking forward to working with those students. And, you know, I just graduated college not too long ago myself. So to be teaching a college level class is a little bit intimidating, but I'm also very excited that I was selected for this because it's kind of been my dream to teach this class. So, and I get to teach it. I mean, what more could you ask for? I'm very happy. But that's kind of what's been going on. There's a lot just happening at the school right now. If you aren't familiar with how teaching works, with the whole tenure thing, if you've ever heard about it. So I have to get rehired essentially 3 years in a row, and then I'm tenured, and then they can't just get rid of me for some silly reason. I'm kind of guaranteed my job. But those three years before you get there, you can kind of be let go at any time for anything. So I'm really happy that they are hiring me back. They seem to really like what I'm doing in the classroom, so I'm happy about that. And I like my coworkers a lot. I have some really sweet coworkers who have been super helpful and supportive of me, and I think that's the thing that I like the most about the environment that I'm working in is it's so helpful. Everyone wants to help each other out. So me and the other teacher who teach United States history will talk about kind of what we're doing in our class and exchange ideas. And you know, we don't always use each other's stuff, but it's cool just to hear what the other person's doing and sometimes take what they're doing and adapt it to what you already kind of have going on. It's great. And I don't think that you get that environment in a lot of workplaces because it's a lot of kind of dog eat dog. But in the school setting, everyone's there for the same reason and we're all trying to help the kids. So it's been really fun and I like my coworkers, which is so relieving. I can't tell you. It's just great. But as far as knitting and crocheting goes, I went through kind of a little bit of a slump for about a month or two just because I was just tired and stuff and I was busy. And then these last couple of months I've picked up a little bit more trying to prepare for the craft show or the farmers markets that I'm doing this summer. I'm doing one in Isani, which is this city about 7 miles from where I'm currently living, and then I'm doing one in Minneapolis. So the Isani one is a lot cheaper, but I have no idea, you know, what kind of numbers they get in terms of turnout. So I'm going to be selling like my knit and crochet stuff, but again, in the summer, not super popular, but I've decided to start selling excuse my reach here, but homemade dish soap, or not dish soap, laundry soap. So I actually make this and I use it myself. It's really great and it only takes 2 tablespoons per load because it's really powerful. But this is, I guess, the best container I have to show you of it right now. But anyway, so I'll be selling this. I don't really know how it's going to go over, but what's nice about this is there are really few ingredients and there aren't those added chemical scents that sometimes can get a little bit questionable in some laundry soap. So it's just literally got borax, washing soda, citronella oil, lye, and there was one other thing. I have it written down somewhere. I'm going to put a little ingredients sign in front of just the food color, or the coloring for the soap that I used. The pink, it's like pink 12 or something. But those are the ingredients. It's really simple and it works great. And I was initially a little worried because the citronella oil in the laundry bar soap that I used to make it smells like citronella oil. You know, those candles that repel mosquitoes, it smells like that, but when you actually use it in the laundry, it doesn't smell like that when your clothes are done, which is relieving. Because the first time I made it just for my own personal use, I thought, this could be a problem. My husband could hardly stand the smell in the house just because it smelled like citronella oil and he doesn't really care for that. So I was a little worried, but it works out great. And so I'm going to try selling it this summer. We'll see how it goes. I feel like there could be a market for that at the farmer's market where people that go there tend to like to buy local if possible. And I think that this would be a market that, you know, hasn't been tapped into a lot. So we'll see what happens. Nothing else. It's just kind of fun and it's like a pet project for me, honestly. So I have been working on that. I've been working on some baby stuff because in the summer, you know, adults aren't going to buy hats for themselves, but for babies they will. So I a lot of times will get baby stuff ready. So this is just a little owl hat, which is pretty darn cute. This is just a boy's hat. This yarn is the same yarn, just different colorways, and it's so soft and fuzzy, and people seem to really like this yarn. I made a hat like that last year, the owl one, but it sold, so I'm going to make another one, obviously. What else? I also have these two hats. So these are like a newborn size. Oops. Which they turned out really nice. And then there's the pink one. It looks essentially just like it, but with a purple flower instead. Come on. The tag is not sitting right. But, so that's those. And they're listed in my Etsy shop, but I don't get a ton of activity in there. So that's those. In terms of hats, I think that's it. I made this little guy. I'm going to make a couple more of these. For some reason, again, these sell weirdly well at my farmer's markets, and I don't know why, but people are willing to buy stuff for their kids and not themselves. I also have, I'll grab this, I'm reaching a lot in this episode. I also have these little cacti that I made. They're actually two different colors of green, but it kind of looks the same because of the lighting, but I'll just put them up here together. Those again sell okay. Weird. You never really know what's gonna happen until you're there. I've also made all of these, which are all dishcloths, and a lot of them are different, but not all of them. So I have one more that's out there, but it's just whatever. I'm just gonna show you what I have in here, and I want to go get it. So there's this one. This one didn't have a pattern, but I just did kind of a scallopy edging on a plain thing, so it really doesn't need a pattern. Again, same here, just plain. So last year, I priced these at $3, which is ridiculously cheap because I'm barely making any money on them, honestly, at that price. And they take about an hour almost for me to make. But this lady, she would come and she would just buy all of the ones that I had on hand at the time. And at the time, I didn't think about it, but I obviously should have raised my price because people shouldn't be just buying it out. That obviously says that it's really cheap compared to most people's. So this year I'm going to do 4 or 5. I'll probably do 5 at the Minneapolis one and $4 at the Isani one just because it's a smaller city and I don't think people are going to be willing to pay as much here as they would in the Twin Cities. Another plain one. The patterns for these, if you're interested, are on my Ravelry page, which I'll put below. It's just, this is my favorite dishcloth pattern right here. I love this pattern. It is so easy and it looks super fancy no matter what. People always think it looks so beautiful, so I always make sure to have a lot of these because people buy them up quick. So I just have, I have 2 here. This cream. I have 1 lime of that pattern. I have 4 of these teal. Again, same pattern. And in that same pattern again, this multicolored one. The one that I don't have is an orange and white multicolor mix. This one's like the blue one. And then another plain guy. So I'm liking this big stack though. I've been trying to research what helps people to sell more at farmers markets, and one thing that I've been hearing over and over again that I don't know why I didn't intuitively look at it this way when I was doing it for the first time last year, but something that I heard over and over again was abundance. You want your display to look really full of stuff at all times, you know, whether it's the beginning of the day or the end of the day. And for some reason last year, I thought it would almost be a good thing for people to start noticing that your booth looks a little bit more sparse, because that means that people would be buying stuff. So I just totally don't know what I was thinking, but that's just what my brain was telling me. So this year I'm making an effort to have, you know, a ridiculous amount of stuff ready before each farmer's market so that I don't get myself into that situation again. I think my first one is like the beginning of June, which is already next weekend. I don't think, yeah, I have a lot of stuff to get ready by then, but I am done with school as of next Tuesday. We just have to go in and check out of our rooms and stuff, so I'll have more time anyway. But this summer too, I am still working. I'm going to be teaching 3rd through 8th grade special ed, which again, I'm not a special ed teacher, but in the summer, you can teach out of your license area because they just can't get enough staff to do it. But I'm getting paid pretty well per hour, so I'm happy about that. And the hours are really good, actually. It's only, you work 3 days a week, 2 weeks out of each month. So I'll only be working 6 days a month with that. And it's like a half day of teaching, but the pay is, I think, $33 an hour. So, you know, that's almost making up for the time that I wouldn't have been there. So our normal hourly rate, if we're subbing in another class, is $25. So it's a lot more than that. And it's just a little extra income that we could really use. And it's got a lot of student loans that we're trying to pay off. A lot of student loans. Which my golf coach, I coach golf this spring, which that should help with too, because then we can start paying it down. But I'm telling you, he's got over $60,000 initially of debt from a 4-year public university, and I'm very fortunate that I don't have any. But I can only imagine what sort of financial situation we would be in if I had debt too. I mean, well, we wouldn't be married. We wouldn't have been able to get married and live on our own. It's just the truth, because we're kind of right now, we live comfortably, you know, but it's not a lot of leftover. But again, when I do stuff like this, it helps me to save money. Sorry, my phone. It helps me to save money in the long term. My brother made it to nationals for golf, so we have this family group text where my dad's updating all of us on everything that's happening. So that I need to hear what's going on. But anyway, that's everything. Oh, I forgot to show you what I'm working on. This is, probably doesn't look like much at this point. It's going to be one of these hats, which again, I'll try it on for you. These always sell really well because people have never really seen hats like this, and oh my gosh, it's so cozy and comfortable. For Minnesota, it feels very nice and warm. I love these hats. I want to make one for myself, but I always see the money potential, and I always tell myself, well, if there's one left over, I can take it, but I just haven't ever done that because I'm trying to make the money. But I think that's everything. I'm looking forward to the farmers markets. I'm still working on display. I'm trying to, again, I've been really researching this year to try to improve my sales. I did pretty good last year. It costs $30 at the Minneapolis one, and that's the only one I did last year. And the least money I ever made was about $55. But again, that's kind of barely covering the cost of the materials for that stuff. So I kind of just broke even at those ones, but there were some that I was making $250 or $300, and I think that I could do even better this year after I've kind of had a reputation established. But I'm working on signage right now, because that's another thing that people mentioned online about. You need to have a lot of signs everywhere, even if it's very obvious what the product is. Have a sign anyway. So I'm kind of working on that, of making chalkboard signs. Ignore the fact that it doesn't look that good right now. But I have a little Minnesota one, which I think people will like, that I'll just have kind of, you know, set up next to something, but I'm still working on just little ones too to put on some clothespins so I can clip it places and show it that way. But that's what I'm up to. It's a lot of doing that and preparing for my wedding reception that I'm having this summer. So I got married in October, but we decided a week before that we were just going to get married. We were just going to do it. Not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. We just didn't want to wait to get married. So we got married, but then my family couldn't be there, and my cousins were very upset, so we're having this thing in the summer, and a lot of, kerfluff. I think I've already talked about that, but so that's kind of what's up on my life right now. But I hope you guys are all doing really well, and I would love to hear from you in the comments. What have you been up to? What are you looking forward to with summer? What are your plans? Any trips you got coming up? I'm going on a road trip this summer with my friend Dion to Washington State, which should be really awesome. So if anyone's in Washington State or Portland, it would be kind of fun to meet up. My friend is a crocheter. If you've watched my videos long enough, she's been in a couple of them pretty far back, and she models a lot of stuff for me. She's a beautiful young lady, but I'll leave you alone now. I will talk to you later. Bye.